Good morning, everyone. Once again, welcome to the broadcast. This is Leland Best and Ray Luan coming to you from NewOaks AI Podcast. Good morning, Ray. How are you doing today?
Hey, good morning, Leland. I'm doing well. How are you?
Good, good. It's a sunny day here in Michigan, but it's cooling off a lot. So it's like
Yeah.
40 some degrees today. We're looking at
Wow.
fall and it looks like winter's rolling in really fast. So, what
Yeah.
about you?
Yeah. I'm right in Shanghai. It's not that cold. It's
No?
still like 20 some Celsius degree. So it's okay. It's not that bad.
So, you're in the same season as us, right? You're in the northern
Yes.
hemisphere, so you're still in the fall. So, that's a
Yeah.
good thing
Still
to
in the
know.
fall. The fall
All
here
right.
is pretty short. So probably
Yeah,
will
we
be.
don't have a very long. We get all four seasons here in Michigan. Do you get all four seasons basically?
Yeah. Yeah. We do
Oh,
have
that's
all
cool.
4 seasons, but it doesn't snow much in here.
Oh, that's good. I
Yeah.
wish we could say that. We get a lot of snow here. We usually get a few
Right.
few feet before it's all over, and the river doesn't necessarily freeze over here where we're at, but it's really close. We can't like walk across the river in the winter, but it
Wow.
comes close.
Wow.
All right, let's get on with things, shall we, Ray? Just a quick introduction to the two of us. Ray is the CEO of New Oaks AI. He's over in Shanghai, China today.
Mhm.
Myself, I'm here in the Detroit, Michigan area. I run a basic white label version of New Oaks known as AIO chatbots. Now, you see me labeled down below. It's changed over time. It's part of the thing that I do is AV or audio and video. And we're trying to find ways to apply this chatbot to our business model as well as others in our agency. So, Ray is the gentleman that's been kind enough to put together the team that is developing this process. And in so doing, he's got us involved as ambassadors for his brand and helping him build this out. We're trying to get some people over here using it and applying AI in their business, right? So, tell them a little bit about your mission statement. Let's cover that one more time. What are we trying to do for people here?
Yeah, so I think the mission for NewOaks is to bring AI to automate small and medium business. So that's what we do. In general, we try to make all the small business more productive and create more value. Hopefully, make more money with less cost. So
Right?
that's
I
yeah,
totally
that's
get
what
it.
we do.
Makes total sense, doesn't it, Ray? I want to thank Hilton Davidow for showing up this morning, and good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whichever. I know you're down in Australia there, right, Hilton? So he's in a different season this time of year. He's looking at spring right now, hoping for summer to come soon
Right.
in the lower hemisphere. So glad to have you here, Hilton, along with any others who show up during the broadcast. So let's just talk about what's happening in AI, Ray. The Nobel Prize was distributed last week, but there was obviously some discussion going on about all the other contributors to the Nobel Prize. What's the
Yes.
scoop over there? Tell me more about it.
Yeah, so it looks like Nobel Prize. I mean, committee also all in with AI. So everything, all the most of the awards likely go to the AI scientists. Physics, chemistry, and biology. Unfortunately, not economic award. The economy one, it didn't go to AI yet. So, but who knows, right? In the future, so everything is going to
No,
be AI powered. So Nobel Prize probably will be changed to an AI prize, I think.
that's a good one. I like that.
Yeah,
That's
at
probably
some
true. True.
point.
So did they admit, like, any of these Nobel Prize winners admit that they were applying AI in order to achieve that type of status in their
Yeah, I
life?
think the AI played big role in biology, in neuroscience. So I didn't really give a closer look on how these specific winners use much of AI, but AI definitely play a huge role in neuroscience and biology. For example, Google's AI has create, I mean, shorten the time to find the new protein.
Mhm.
I think the AI is called AlphaFold to
Oh,
shorten the
okay.
time to find new protein structure. It used to take like 20 years, but now it could be like a couple of months. So yeah, it's really a lot of progress have been made in the science and other area.
Yeah. I'm glad
Yeah,
to hear that. That's with the hopes that, everybody's trying to apply AI in some fashion or another, whether it's in their life or in their business, whether it's just getting a recipe to cook a meal or
yeah.
figure out a formula to be the next top, dog in the Nobel Prize arena.
Right.
So you got both ends of the gamut going for you here.
Yeah,
Um, Tesla's big news, obviously, always has been, always will be. With the
yeah,
announcement of on October 10th, the overview of Tesla's announcement was about the Robot Taxi. So tell us a little bit about the Robot
yeah.
Taxi, Ray. This is a new concept to me. I knew it was coming, but I
Uh-huh.
actually didn't know he had this in the works, ready to roll out. I was like, wow, okay. I didn't know it was
Right.
that fast to market, but seems like
Yeah.
Robo Bus is the way to go. So
Yeah.
let's just
So Robot Taxi, Robo Van. Actually, the name was, I mean, pronounced weirdly by Elon Musk. Robo Van. The guy, the
Oh, is
Robo
that
Van.
what he said?
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
the
that's
Robo
funny.
Van. That's they made it fun. I mean, funky pronunciation. Anyway, so the Robot Taxi is the first the autonomous driving machine which has
Mhm.
no steering wheel and no actually, yeah, no steering wheel, I mean, no brake. You can see nothing in the pilot room, right?
Mhm.
Peacock, I mean, cockpit, sorry, cockpit room. But you
Yeah,
can
in the
only
cockpit.
see like, you can only see like two seats, right? And then one screen. That's it. Even for the driver's seat, I mean, it's crazy.
I'm trying to
Um,
find good pictures of it, Ray, and there's like hardly anything on the internet to see the
yeah,
inside of this robo bus. It's like
right.
almost
Because
impossible to find.
right. Because people
There we go.
were complaining that Elon Musk only showed the robot taxi for like a couple minutes, less
Mhm.
than 20 minutes, not long enough
Oh,
to showcase, this full feature. So, I mean, it's a great show, but people then really have less confidence about the mass production. One is robotaxi is going to be deployed to the market and start to, yeah, so
there
that's
it is.
here's the video.
Yeah, I
It's
didn't
very
want to
short.
show the closed caption. Yeah, this is just a drive-by version of
Uh-huh.
a headless car, you might say.
Right.
We have headless browsers, now we have headless cars. So
Yep.
nothing wrong with
Endless
that, huh?
car. Yeah.
It's kind of cool. I mean, I like the style. It looks nice. It's compact.
Um,
It's
right. It
it's
says that the model, I mean, this model is supposed to be like Tesla Model 2.
okay.
Right. So it's supposed to be put into production for regular driving as a regular driving vehicle
Oh
instead of
wow.
autonomous, robot taxi vehicle. So
Gotcha.
that's why Tesla's stock actually dropped by like over 10% right after that demo day because the investors will really not have confidence on the sales number of Tesla in the coming 2 years
Gotcha.
before the robot taxi came, I mean, is going to be deployed to the market.
Makes
So
sense.
yeah, and then and the same day, the Octopus, the human android, was also
Yeah.
caught a lot of attention. It can talk to people and even can serve as a bartender, right, to get some drinks for the visitors.
Yeah, isn't
But
that crazy?
yeah, it's really mind blowing. Yeah. I think that if you're on the site, is you're gonna be like your mind is gonna be blown by
I don't
that.
have any good videos either of the Tesla robot ready to go, but that
Yep.
one is definitely he had it out in a crowd the other day
Yep.
talking with people on the street, which I thought was pretty
Right.
cool.
Yeah.
And it was able to hold conversation pretty well. It was even when
Yes.
different people were trying to ask it questions, it would just
Right.
wait and establish a train of thought so it knew who was
Right.
who. And then it
Yep.
would be able to hold a conversation with each of the individuals. I thought
Yep.
that was really slick. So
Right.
that's what we're looking forward to, really.
Yeah.
Uh,
But
just
it also says it was teleoperated by someone on Tesla factory. So I mean,
oh, I see.
but even with that, I think it's still amazing. I mean,
Yeah,
the way that the robot behaves and talk and flick the fingers, right? The
yeah.
flexibility of his fingers is really amazing. Yeah.
That a robot can hold the glass still blows my
Yeah.
mind, because for
Right.
me that is enough proof that we've managed to master the concept of pressure and power of the
Yep.
unit, because that's the biggest downfall that we've had all this time, is when it
Yep.
goes to grab something, there's
Right.
always overcompensation and it tends to destroy things in
Yeah.
robotic form. So that we've finally reached a point where we have that sensitivity of
Uh-huh.
touch where it has an ability to pull back
Right.
and know that it can't use all its power is phenomenal.
Yeah, that's one of the difficulties things that for robot builders. Yeah,
So we
to
can
make
keep going on to Mechazilla. What the heck is Mechazilla? This is
yeah,
something new to me.
Mechazilla, not Sazilla, right? So
I didn't hear
Mechazilla,
anything
yeah,
about
it's the latest Starship. The SpaceX is successfully caught the return booster, right?
that. Gotcha.
Mechazilla literally is the arm, mechanical arm of the launching tower, and
Yep.
then yeah, it extended arms and catch that return booster and can so that SpaceX can recycle the booster to save like a lot of cost. So
Mm-hmm.
that's amazing.
Isn't
That's
that
the amazing
crazy?
part. Yeah. Well, it's like chopsticks. So people call it chopstick chopstick arm, right? And the stopper on the body of the booster actually is very small, so the control has to be very precise just to catch that huge
Look at
booster with a
that.
couple of tiny weight. So
Wow.
it's yeah,
That
really
is
is
insane, right?
yeah, it is.
That's landmark stuff. I mean, I remember watching the video when Elon ran out of the building to see his first rocket land
Yeah,
um, on a vertical,
yeah,
and he was like, doggone it, we did it. He was so fascinated. He was worried as it was coming in that it wasn't
right,
firing properly. He's like,
yeah,
it's not going to make it, it's not going to make it. And all of
right,
a sudden it fires perfectly and lands
yeah,
incredibly. And you
right,
could just see the relief on his face that, oh my
yeah.
God, we did it. So to get to this point now where we now have a unit that we can return and reuse again and again and again,
Yeah, and then
can't even
it
imagine.
was yeah, the return spot originally was a pad, right, launching pad, and
Mm-hmm.
then it was on the ocean. There was a boat
Yep.
to yeah recycle and catch the booster, and now it's coming back directly to the launching arm. I mean
Yeah,
tower,
that's
launch
crazy.
tower, which is we saved a lot of time and cost.
You
So
think,
I think
yeah, no
yeah,
recovery necessary. It's right there,
yeah,
ready to roll. You just got to retune it and refill it and let it go.
miracle.
So I don't know anything about Dario Amodey, or
Yeah,
Amati, I guess. He had some
yeah,
predictions on AGI. He had some
uh-huh,
bold predictions about AGI and the
yeah.
capabilities and timeline for it by 2026.
Yes, that's another stunt statement that we had, I mean, last week. So Dario Amodey is the CEO of Anthropic, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, the builder of cloud, right?
Yep.
So he used to work for OpenAI as the head of the alignment team. And then he left after 1 year, established Anthropic. So I think overall, cloud is catching up with ChatGPT.
Yeah.
And Dario, I mean, he's a PhD and he was an engineer of
Okay.
neuroscience. So before he joined the OpenAI, so he literally, I think he's a very practical guy in terms of the predictions and the forecasting of what's going to happen with AI compared with Sam Altman. Sam Altman is visionary, but he's more of like sales and marketing perspective, always sometimes he exaggerate things. But I think Dario is more conservative, very conservative. So he does not want to call AGI, which is artificial general intelligence. He
Yep.
wants to call it powerful AI, just to make it more practical and realistic. I think
Gotcha.
in the concept, and it's
Makes sense.
coming. He said it's coming 2026. I think I was amazed by his statement. I think he must have seen something that's really amazing, so that he can make a realistic and a solid statement, and also prediction about the future of AI. So what the summary is, I mean, the key takeaway, it's only there. He spent like he wrote a post about 10,000 characters, but I think the key takeaway is that human life expectancy is going to be increased up double. I mean, all of us can live up to like 150 years,
Mhm.
right? But the general like life expectancy is about 75 to 80 years around the world, but we're going to double it. I think that's pretty amazing. And secondly, because of the advancement of AI in scientific research, especially in neuroscience
Yeah,
and biology and healthcare industry, so most of the cancer will be cured by AI.
I believe that.
Yeah, so that's another amazing thing, like Alzheimer, different kind of lung cancers, all kind of like funky cancers will be resolved and cured. I think that's a big statement too. Um,
We could
and
say a lot about that, but I
yeah,
mean, we have to admit one thing, Ray, and this is why I always bring this up when people talk
yeah,
about that.
yeah,
AI has been around a lot longer than we've had access to it. Okay. There's just
yeah,
no doubt about that. It doesn't
right.
nothing artificially
Mhm.
creative or something that can create in that regard is ever given to the public less than 5 to 10 years after it's already been created or
Yeah,
utilized. So we know that.
yeah,
So when it comes to cancer, it's kind of the same thing for me. I
mhm,
feel that there are cures out there. I feel that
yeah,
they're just not being provided like they should be. So this
uh-huh,
AI idea of AI providing the cure,
yeah.
I think we already know what it is. We just don't apply it like we should. So that's my 2 cents.
Right. Yeah, maybe you're right.
Oh,
But yeah,
we'll leave
but
that to the conspiracy theorists, right?
yeah, but they also mentioned that there's a lot of limitations that not only AI can do. For example, the clinical trial period, right? The
Mhm.
regulation, and also I mean, the amount of time that I mean, our cell or to grow or
Mhm.
to like produce the exact effect, even with the help of AI, still takes a lot of time. So
Oh yeah,
human
for sure.
body is the limit of what's of the whole process, not the technology.
True.
And also, yeah, another takeaway is that AI is not the almighty. There's still like very difficult scientific problem that AI may not help a lot. For example, the three body problems, right?
Hmm.
You are familiar. I think you are familiar with three body
Hmm.
problem. For example, there are three balls in the space. There's no way to predict which planet or which ball is going to be moved or stop. There's no way to predict the trail or the track of the different object. So this three body problem still, I'm surprised with the help of AI, still one of the most difficult problems in terms of science. So so that's why I say he's practical and realistic. He said AI is not almighty. AI can solve a lot of problems, but AI is not going to solve every single problems for us.
No,
So
I think the problem lies simply in its inherent creation. We created it based on our own intelligence and knowledge and ability to reason, and we give it the ability to reason
yep,
only to the extent that we are capable. So for us to think that AI is going to come up with this amazing solution to everything just because it can think for itself, I think is what we're asking it to do, but it's
yeah,
not really what it's capable of. So we can't expect those kinds of answers, but we can continue to grow on our understanding of what we already know. And by allowing AI to help us filter through all that
yeah,
information
yeah,
and reason out that information for us, because we don't have the capability to do it with our little neurons aren't firing fast enough. So
yeah.
we
That's
need
true.
faster firing neurons, and that's really what it's capable of doing. That's
Yeah,
where we need to know its limitation. All right,
exactly.
Ray, we've covered the news. That's about as far as we've gotten in the first 20 minutes. We've got a couple more segments to cover here. So let's just dive into what's going on over at New Oaks. We got the voice AI use cases. We've got the release of the white labeled AI business card and some technical improvements. Let's start with the improvements, Ray, and talk about those.
Yeah, so I think as we mentioned for our last podcast that by the end of this year, I mean hopefully um, by the end of this month we're going to launch Voice AI. But the key thing is
Nice.
that what Voice AI can do. I mean, in compare with the previous, there I think Voice the voice automation tool has been in place for many years, right?
Mhm.
But what really voice AI can do compared with the traditional voice automated technology? As I discussed that with a couple of people expert, I mean, in the industry, I think with the help of large language model, the voice AI can actually do many things that previously it cannot be done. For
Mhm.
example, there are literally four categories for voice to take into to be implemented in industry. So one is outbound sales, right?
Mhm.
So a lot of business owners use voice to call their prospective customers. They got some numbers or leads from other rather from other like business, right? Like Zoom Info, right? From other tools, and
Yeah,
then
just
they
cold
do
calling, trying to
yeah,
reach
cold
out to
calling
people.
stuff.
Cold calling
So
me. Sure.
that's one field that the voice is gonna play a big role, because the voice now can very much similar to human. It
Mhm.
can also yeah, it can also it can personalize your tone or your
Oh
mood,
yeah.
right, during the
Yeah,
call.
sure.
So outbound call is the number one category, and the second category is actually it's actually taking inbound ones, right? The inbound
Mhm.
calls and even follow-up calls for your members. So my friend gave me an example that previously there's a healthcare company. They want to call back their patients
Mhm.
just to review like how did they do after they took some medicine. It used to be it has to be done by human previously, but
Yeah.
now with the technology, there's no need for human anymore. So the chatbot can complete the whole process very seamlessly, and even the patient did not realize that it was a bot
Yeah, for
behind the
sure.
call. So I mean, that is a game changer for all the different industries in terms of follow-up calls to your existing
Mhm.
members or surveys, right? So the third category is if you want to survey someone, I mean, the bot can complete a whole set of survey questions because it's scripted. It's
Mhm.
not a random like um, creative or creative set of questions that you need to ask, right? It's very structured questions. So,
Mhm.
and the fourth one is a notification call. For example, if your bank call you, hey, your mortgage is due, I mean, this month by
Yeah.
how much? I
Your
mean,
bank's
so
overdrawn. Yeah, for
right.
sure.
So I think with that with the inception of GPT's real-time API, I think the industry is going to be changed dramatically. So there are a lot of tasks or jobs will be completely replaced by voice. So that's also the mission for NewOaks. So I think our focus will be voice, and I want to deploy different use cases in different industries. But real estate is probably the number one that want to try it on to see like whether we can 100% replace the interference of human during the whole process,
Mhm.
the phone calls. I think that's huge. It's going to bring up a lot more opportunities for like outbound calls or call
Oh,
center
sure.
business. Yeah. So
I've even
that's
applied a few myself. I find it pretty amazing because, this opens up a lot of options for call centers,
yeah.
obviously, and the money saving alone that
Yeah.
they could endure through this process is in the hundreds of thousands, if not millions or tens of millions of dollars, depending on how big the call center is. So,
Yeah.
that in and of itself is probably, I see, the largest application of voice AI. And like you said, even just following up on calls, but even for the ability for information gathering,
Yeah.
for people to be able to go and make a phone call. Like on my system, people can call me and leave messages, or they can talk to my AI and just decide for itself what is it that is going on in your company, and ask it questions and get answers without having to deal with a person who
Yeah.
might not even know the answer to the question you want to
Right.
ask. So
Yeah.
that's the beauty, I think, of the customer service bot agent with regards to a speech implementation is because now it's not just this waiting for an answer in chat. And if you don't get the answer you want, you have to retype and go back and then retype and go back. And it's simply, no, that's not what I said. Could you do this? And you're literally verbalizing to the AI what it is you want. It's able to determine what it is you say. And then based on the automation applied to that conversation, it can go and do what you asked it to do. So we're finding great results in the fact that these AI agents are just incredibly capable of holding a conversation. And I was pretty impressed with its capability. So I can't wait to see your implementation of it within NewOaks. And the fact that you're going to also apply this avatar feature with it, I think is going to make it that much more impressive. So tell us a little bit about that, Ray. How's that going to look? I know you got some customization coming for the chat bot. So let's talk about that a little bit.
Yeah. So the customization of the chatbot. Yeah. So I plan to create the the AI avatar for the chatbot, just a trial to see whether that can improve the sense of trust, right? When it talks to people. And also I'm also building different customized templates for AI business card too, just to make people have more choices when it comes to the UI, the design of the AI business card. And also, yeah, so what I'm trying to do is that have all the latest technology which is available, put that everything into our AI chatbot and try to find a use case that the chatbot can actually generate a create value with both voice, voice, video, audio, and image features.
And I think everything in place is already more than capable with the bot that you've generated. The AI voice feature is really just that icing on the cake, I think, for most people, because they want to hold a conversation. Most people, if they're on a phone and they're out doing stuff, it's difficult to type back and forth to a bot in a chat widget. It's great if you're sitting on a PC and you're just hanging out and gathering information. But if you're on the road, having that ability to just converse with an agent on the phone like you would be talking to a real person is what I think is the key advantage here in that case.
Yeah.
All right, let's see if we got any questions out there. I don't think we do. We've just got Hilton hanging out with us today, and I think that's about all we have today. So Hilton, thanks for stopping by. We do appreciate you being a part of this community, as you always are. What else have we got here, Ray? I'm looking to see what we could cover. You did fix a bug the other day. There was something going on in the system with the Google Sheets chatbot.
So
in the e-commerce and in the Facebook Messenger. Can you tell us what was going on so if people experience those problems, they'll know why?
Yeah, so the Google Sheet, the Google Sheet templates for e-commerce chatbot can display the image before, but first, there was a bug so that the bot no longer display images. So we fixed that, and I think that's another good thing that for e-commerce owners. So even for real estate chatbot with real estate templates, it also can display the image of the property. So we've just fixed that. And for the Facebook Messenger, there are a couple clients reported that the chatbot on Facebook Messenger stopped working, and then we found out what's happened today and just fixed just before I got into this meeting. So
gotcha. And I was just going to ask you, and we can bring it up after hours if you'd like as well. Was there any issue with the build going through Facebook Messenger through Twilio as it was picking up bad calls to Twilio? I received, and I only asked this and see if anyone else, other of your users, received a notification from Twilio. Starting in September, Twilio was starting to charge for bad calls from APIs if they don't come in properly. And the message I received said I was sending like 5,000 a month, and I was like, okay, I don't connect to Twilio except for in two places, and that's one for a phone system that I have in my CRM, and the other is within NewOaks. So I was just curious if you ran into anything that was seeing some type of API calls that were being made, maybe that you didn't see on the back end of Twilio. So something to consider there. I'll get with you on that and see if it's something that I'm doing wrong on my end, or if it is something related to what you're talking about here. So we'll see. Just to
Yeah,
throw out, I wanted to throw it out there.
right. It's not related to what we did, what they fixed the bug about. But I would
Oh,
definitely
okay.
look into
All right,
that.
cool.
Yeah, it's not
That's
no.
why I asked.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can't see much else here except for the roadmap. Um, you've got some continuous improvement and customer feedback. Have you done all your interviews yet? That was one thing.
No, so this I still have a couple interviews to do.
Okay.
But this month, my number one priority is to streamline the process with Google Voice and Twilio for real estate agent and also for
Sure.
Airbnb hosts. So my another focus will be help whatever real estate, whichever real estate agents to do this short rental business
Mhm.
on Airbnb so that we can merge those two businesses together at some point to help the real estate agents to manage the property and improve the profit for short term before it is sold.
Mhm.
So that's
Gotcha.
another focus. Yeah.
So, Ray, I'm just going to ask, what are you seeing as the driving force in, let's say, the chatbot niche right now? Do you see like a tapering off of development in this field to where we're maybe meeting a max point, of what a chatbot might be considered capable of? And now we're getting into this agentive type speech where we're saying it's not a chatbot, we're going to make an agent for you. I mean, is there a limitation to the chatbot as a chatbot? Do we just like avoid that conversation and move on to what's next? Like, or is that chatbot going to be something like, is that Web 3.0? That's what I've been telling people. I keep telling people, no, you don't need a website anymore. All you need is a chat agent, because that's
Yeah.
your website now from this
Right.
point on, you might say. Do you see that being the case, or do you see like a bigger advancement coming down the road that I'm not even opening eyes to? Maybe I'm just asking open-ended questions here, but
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
Good
just,
question.
tell me what you think. I mean, do you see large advancements taking place that we didn't see coming? I mean, do you see anything in your mind's eye that's like what we haven't touched on yet? I'm just trying to be a little forward thinking, I guess, here, Ray, and decide,
Right.
we've got this business card, let's say. All right.
Yeah.
What's the limit of a digital business card? I don't think we've reached it yet, because for me, you should be able to open up a screen that shows a full image of the person you want to talk to as an AI avatar and hold a conversation with that person
Right. Yeah.
and say, you know what, we need to meet at 3 p.m. tomorrow. Like you said, let the guy jump in the Zoom for you, let your AI jump in the Zoom
Yeah.
for you,
Right.
make the call, take the call, hold the meeting, even for that matter.
Yeah.
Is that something far away, or is that something pretty darn close?
Yeah, I think there's something. It is something pretty close. As you mentioned, I think with the advancement of AI, where I think there are a lot of fun or cool features that we haven't yet implemented. So just as you said, I'm trying to make the AI avatar which can speak as an icon, on our business cards. I think in the future that yes, just have an open-ended discussion. I think in the future, yeah, everything should have its own AI avatar. I mean, we should talk to our virtual assistant. I don't think it's gonna come very late. I think it's
Yeah.
gonna come sooner than we thought because what Dario Amodey said before 2026. So I felt the pressure actually. I think we're slow.
Yeah,
I
I
think the
hear you.
technology was far ahead, and as a as
Got to
a
catch up.
yeah, as a chatbot builder or application builder, we're much slower. I think we gotta speed up because the advancement of technology will be a lot faster than the advancement of the apps that we're building.
Mhm.
So we're kind of like behind. I think the technology is ready. What you're picturing that when we talk to an agent, we should really talk to something that looks like human, with the look and feel of human, with the voice of human, even with the emotions of human to talk to, instead of just a piece of like two-dimensional image, right? Or two-dimensional screen. We should talk to something more fun, or something more intelligent really soon, I think.
Yeah, I can't wait for the holograms. Let's just put it that way. Full color,
yeah,
full depth, opaque, you know, not translucent where you're looking through the thing, but an actual opaque, full color hologram is what I'm waiting for, to where you sit in a meeting and there's 4 or 5 others just like you sitting there, and you hold the whole conversation, and then you get the summary report afterwards.
right.
You know what I mean? Who knows? But maybe that's too much forward thinking, because
no, I think it's pretty close. Think about it, the autonomous driving. I mean, you're right. The fully self-driving vehicle is already built, which I cannot even think of. I can't even imagine 5 years ago. Seriously, for 5 years ago, if you tell me that Elon is going to build a vehicle, I think you're watching a sci-fi movie. You're hallucinating. I don't think it's going to come to reality. But last week it happened. So
I'm more impressed with Elon every day when I see some of the announcements that he made.
Yeah.
All right, I want to address Hilton's comments here real quick. He says here, first off, bring it on, knock down the parking lots and create parks. RE the taxi discussion. I wonder if the statistics will change regarding people prefer to message a business than call a business. RE voice. So that's a good comment, Hilton, because I do believe some people don't have the time to hold a conversation with a business. They just want quick info, like where are you located, how late are you open, what are your times, you know, do you have this available, that type of stuff. So no, we don't need long conversations with the bots, but I think the ability for a bot to return a response of that type is much more immediate, much less involvement with, you know, a person having to answer the phone, go dig up the information, come back to the phone, whatever that might take, with regards to that aspect. And then yes, going to be integrating the messenger this week for the first time. So let us know. Obviously, if you're having problems with that build, Hilton, throw some comments in the Facebook group. We'll be happy to help you out with that. If you run into some snags, or always reach out to support at NewOaks AI. Last one is, we are definitely moving from chatbots to agents. Yes, I totally agree.
That's true.
All right, Ray, that's all I got for you today. I'm going to pull out here and we'll call it a week. Be sure to stop by again on Tuesdays at 10 a.m. where Ray and I sit down and talk about the AI trends around the world, along with all the improvements out at NewOaks AI. So we hope to see you next Tuesday at 10 a.m. Ray, thanks a lot for everything.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Bye-bye. All right, take care, everybody. We'll see you. All right, that's it, folks. Take care, and we'll see you next time.